Hi Stampers, Gaynor again. I've been making myself a new blends box. I've got a couple of... I bought one lot of the trays from Stampin Up. But you can only get like 1, 2, 3, 4... You can only get 6 pens on each tray. So, which is only 3 colours. And you only get 5 trays. So it's basically 15 colours. Now this was made for me a long time ago by the gorgeous Georgie Burns. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 84 pens, which is 42 colours. But we've got the in colours. We've got brights, neutrals, regals, subtles. Then we've got the in colours. Then we've got all the skin tones. The ivory, the colour corrector, that you've got the blacks and all them colours, and I absolutely love this, and it's been made for individual pens, and I'm not going to get rid. I'm going to put other different pens in this one, but I've made myself a blends one. She made me that a long time ago, and I love it. But I've just made this, and each my brights, and I haven't got all the brights yet because I've done 10 compartments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are a few pens I still have to buy. Then we've got the neutrals, and this one should be in the neutrals. That's just a spare. And I have got a few colours I haven't got, but with the one, not all. I mean, there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now these two are old pens. I just filled up the holes. Then you've got the subtles, and then I've got every single one of the in colours from 2021 to 2023 and 2023 to 2025, I think, or 2021 to 22 and 22 to 24, I think. Let me just have a look in the catalogue. Oh, I'm silly sausage. Oh, right, yeah, 2022 to 2024, I've got all those, and the 2023 to 2025, like I'm saying, and they all fit in, light and dark. I've got the Poppy Parade, Mellow Mambo, Flirty Flamingo, Pumpkin Pie. These are in the brights at the bottom. Daffodil Delight. I need the Lemon Lime Twist. I've got the Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to just slot them in their holes. There is no Coastal Cabana, and I need Azura Afternoon and Berry Burst. But if I slide the ones down, leaving me a space, you've also got these, which are the bronze and the ivory. So I can stick them in the end and just pick the other 3 colours. I need that space that I need, and fill those gaps. Then on the neutrals, you've got Mossy Meadow, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Blackberry Bliss. Early Espresso doesn't have any, but I've got the old Soft Suede, and I'd still use those. Then you've got Pecan Pie, Crumb Cake, and I thought I had Crumb Cake, but I obviously don't. Grey Granite. I've got one of the Smoky Slate, and then there's no basic grey. So if I get the other Smoky Slate, I can stick my black and my colour corrector in that one. And then obviously you've got the Cherry Cobbler. I've got all those now. I've got Cherry Cobbler, Real Red, Cajun Craze. I haven't got Crushed Curry, so I've used Mango Melody because there's no crushed curry. I got Old Olive. There's no Garden Green, so I've used Succulent. Shaded Spruce. Yeah, I got the Shaded Spruce. Pretty Peacock. And then there's Blueberry Bushel. Well, I don't have the Blueberry Bushel one yet, but then I can move those over. And then this one, they don't do a Gorgeous Grape, so I've put my Rich Razzleberry in there. And then the next one is I need one of the petal pink, so I could put a spare on the end. So petal pink, calypso coral. I need the lemon lolly, and I've got the pineapple punch. I'll just leave that in there. Soft sea foam. I need the Lost Lagoon, so I'll take away the, I think this one's Evening Evergreen, so I can move those out. Then I've got Pool Party. I need the other one to the Balmy Blue, Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia, and I need the Bubblegum one. But any ones with gap, and then I've got all my in colours. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make another one, but I'm going to make mine just 2 high, whereas you can make yours 5 high like I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So use 50. It might seem, you might think, oh, it's a lot of card, but it's not really when I explain how many pieces you can get out of a piece of cardstock. I'm going to make mine 2 high for my extra pens and for my older extra pens, because they are sitting over there on a shelf waiting for another box. But what I'm going to do with my top end then, because it's 2 high, I could always leave the space so I can add the other 3 if I need it. But with the top bit then, I'm going to put a piece of chipboard. Well, actually, I'm using these, and this is all I've used. These are off the back of your speciality papers. So I haven't gone out and bought any specialised chipboards. These are just all, and you can get 2 of your shelves and 2 of the sides, I think it is, out of, no, you can get 2 sides. I think you might be able to get 2 sides and a back. And I've got 3 shelves because I'm going to do 2 pen highs, but there's a shelf on the bottom and there's one in between each layer just for strength, because this is really solid. So what I'm going to do with my top half, I'm going to put a piece of chipboard. In fact, I'll show you in a minute. I'm going to cut this. Oh, that's plenty wide enough. I'm going to cut this down to about 2.5, 3 inches, and then I'm going to keep all my reinkers in the top. So I'll have this one, I'll have another one sitting on the top 2 high, and all my reinkers. So this is the box we're going to make, and I love it. And it sits up on your desk, and all your pen colours, the tops of the pens stick out. And like I'm saying, if you've got them in a colour family, you're going to know which is which, because my ink pads are all in my colour family. So if I know for a fact, say, my brights are on the bottom and I need pumpkin pie, and not only can I see the colour, I know that it's the 4th one in on my brights list. You could even keep a little chart down the side with all your colour families, or you could do some, you know, the punch with the round top. You could punch a label and have it sticking out on the side. Let me see if I can show you. You like these, you could punch one of these and have it stick out the side by bending it. So saying brights, neutrals, regals, subtles, and in colours. So you could use the punch that does these tabs as well. Oh, there's a mouthful. But once you cut your cardstock, I'm going to do some scoring. I'm going to add tape. I'm going to make 10 boxes and show you how quick it is. I made this in about 2.5 hours, even decorating the sides. I haven't decorated underneath because all your blends. Perfect. So let me pop that out of the way because I need desk space. Oh. So I've got these, like I'm saying, are just off the backs of my speciality papers. They're not the best, but when you've got 10 boxes that's sitting on top of that, and then you've got another box on top of that, it's going to make it so solid. So let me pop that in my box so I don't need that piece. I'm going to grab my trimmer. I think it's the same width. Yeah, it is. Perfect. Now these are, you'll need 7 oh no, one at 7 7/8 by 6 3/4. This is the back. You will then need two sides at 2. You will need two at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. These are the two sides. And then if you're going to make the 5 tier, you'll need 7. I'm only making the 2 tier, so I'll need 3. Bottom, middle and top. But like I'm saying, you can get 2 of these 7 7/8. Yeah, 2 of these from each 12 by 12 piece of. This is just what they give you free at the back of your speciality papers. So let me see what 2.5 looks like. Let's do 2 and 3. Let's do 3, and then I'll trim the other side so it make it look nice. I'm going to show you. I'm going to literally do all this with you now to make the 2 shelves, put it all together, and also to decorate as well. So this is going to be my panel. So that's the back. There's my bottom shelf, my middle shelf, and then the next shelf up, and then this is going to stand at the front. I might even cut it down a little bit more, and then I can fit all my reinkers in the top, so it'll sit like this on the top shelf, and I'll have space hopefully for all my reinkers, but if not, it'll just hold the essentials. How's that? So you will need also designer series paper. Now I've chosen this. This is 8.5, oh 9 by 10. And we're going to glue this just in the centre. So we've got about 1 inch all the way around. It doesn't have to be bang on precise. And I've already added double-sided tape. So let's get this peeled back and added on. I mean, I've just cut 20 boxes. I just cut the cardstock for 20 boxes. Scored, added tape. I've not made any boxes up yet because I want to show you how quick it is. And then you want roughly inch either side, inch top and bottom. And if it's over, all the well and good. So, and this is the back. Nobody's going to see it because you're going to have it against a wall. But I'm just using this because it's cheaper than adding more cardboard. So I'm going to add, and first of all, I'm just going to bend my paper on all 4 sides just to help it break down, and I'm going to make sure I get a crease where the corners are. It's not mega important, but it will help. So crease along your cardboard, score your paper. You can even crease along where your chipboard is, because it's going to get folded in anyway. You'll see what I mean now. Which one have we got to do? That one we've done, that one we've done. I think we've done them. So we've got 4 corners, and all I'm going to do, I'm just going to snip out the 4 corners. I'm going up to the side of the chipboard, and I'm going to the side of the chipboard. I've got to be careful, I keep getting my fingers in the way. So, cut up, whoops. Cut up and cut across. Which is basically just removing the 4 corners. It's only so I don't waste any more tape. I like the fact there's a nice longer piece, because that's going to go where my bottom is. So you don't need those. This is for the very top when we've finished making our boxes. So it's a little bit shorter, but you won't see it because we're going to turn it over. I've got two pieces that are 4 3/4 by 3, and I'm just going to fold them in half. Nothing major, nothing precise. Don't have to be too fussy. These are the same pattern as my paper that's going up the sides. And you won't see it because they are literally just going to hold the bottom piece on with the side. So you need two sides, and the two sides are 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, because it's 6 3/4 high, 4 3/4 wide, and you need the two pieces. So like I'm saying, I'm just going to fold those. So we've prepped our papers. I'm just going to grab my 1-inch tape, and I'm just going to add double-sided tape all the way around. You want it on all 4 sides, hence the reason I'm using 1-inch tape, and hence the reason you need at least, I'd go 1 1/8, so you've got, well, even if it goes over your cardstock, don't worry. I'm not really bothered about that tiny little bit there. I just serious. I'm just gonna burnish that. Look at that. See, I've cut that with my. So I've taken the back off. Later I can pull it back, and then we're gonna add some last piece of tape. And I'm using my block, and it gets rid of all the air bubbles. So we've prepped our back. Now pop that to one side. The two pieces you've just folded, just add tape. You could just use plain old glue if you want to, but you will have to hold it in place till it dries. I'm just putting a piece top and bottom. I'm not bothered about the centre piece. You'll see why in a minute. Add your block. Then don't get me wrong, though, I've got the Stampin' Up shells, but I only bought one lot, and like £15, 5 shells that only hold 3 colours on each shelf. I mean, if you want the plastic, you go for it. Right, now these are the two sides. We are literally going to, I'm going to turn these around. I'm just going to peel the back off one. Oh, look at that, perfect. My pattern is up the top, so I'm going to literally fold this back, and I'm just going to rest it right along this edge. Perfect. And then I'm going to curl it round. So it's just added some paper. So when my designer series paper goes, you're not going to see that piece anyway. My piece of designer series paper is going to cover that, but it'll just give me that nice edge. But I'm not going to add that yet because we've got more attaching to do. So we've attached one flap. Let's attach the other flap. So I folded it in half that way so I can match up the bottom with here before I press down and attach my glued section. So we're going to flap, and then we're going to fold that back that way. So these are our two sides. Now you can see what's going to happen, can't you? Taking one of my shells, I am literally going to peel back that paper, attach my back shelf where my boxes will go. And this is how quick it is going to come together. Just grab, make sure I've got that stuck down, get my pocket tool. And grab my first shelf. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to line that. I'm going to stick that flat. I'm going to make sure I've got it right close. And then I'm literally just going to fold that down. So I've got my little, it looks like a theatre at the minute. And then if you want to flop this over, you can just burnish. Nobody's going to see the bottom. So I've got my back and I've got my bottom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my shells, my sides. So again, I'm going to peel the back in. I'm going to slide this so it's level, and I'm going to make sure I stand that up and press. So there's one of my sides, and if you want to then turn it over, you can burnish. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. It'll be the quickest, easiest box you've ever put together. So level it up with the edge of your cardstock. Make sure it stands up right. And press. So we've got our two sides. Now we've got the back on. Now you can peel back your cardstock on here, your double-sided paper. And I'm going to stand my shelf up. I'm going to push it into that corner there. And then just wrap that around. So that's what my side looks like. And then when I put my decorative paper on, I've got it cut to the same size. So you won't even see those wrap around. It'll give me a nice smooth edge. And again, I'm just going to peel back my tape. And the reason that's on there is because if I go all the way to the top, or if you go all the way to the top, this will fold over to your top shelf, and then you'll have, just say for instance, that's my top shelf. That cardstock would wrap around, and then this would cover my top shelf. So I'm going to lift this all the way to the side, making sure it's right on the edge, and I'm just going to lift up my double-sided paper. I'm just going to smooth down. So we've got, it looks like half a box, well, it looks like 3/4 of a box without the sides on. So that's what you want to start off with. We're going to have our individual boxes, and I'm going to glue each box in place, and then I'm going to sit my shelf on top, and it will give the sides strength, and that won't go, I mean, it's a bit flimsy without anything in there at the minute. Once you've got your boxes in and you've got your next shelf, then you're going to add 10 more boxes, then you're going to add another shelf, and it's going to make these sides mega strong. So set this to one side. You can add your decorative paper now if you want to. I'm going to do that at the end in case I need to trim a little bit, but I think they look okay. It's lovely. So I'm going to put my sides and my top to one side. These are my other two shelves. You are going to need, if you're doing the 50 boxes, you will need 50 that measure 4.5 by 4 3/4. Now, if you've got American size paper, you can get 2 boxes for half a sheet, I think it is. So you should be able to get 4 for each sheet of dessert. I mean, and that's another thing. You don't have to use white like I am. I'm using white because I buy A3 cardstock. Let me show you. Let me show you. Oh, right. This is double the size of an A4. So what I do is I put it in at 4.5, cut. Put it in at 4.5, cut. Put it in at... So I can get 2, 4, 6 boxes from one A4. So you should be able to get... Let me just cut this in half at 5 7/8 and see about... Let me see how many boxes. And Gaynor's just made a big boo-boo. I was supposed to cut that 8 1/4. Let me cut this piece down to 8 1/4. Oh, what am I like? What am I like? So 8 1/4. That's our UK size. So I can make a card out of that and use that for scraps. So this is an A4. So I can't put it in at 4.5 and 4.5 because it's not 9. But I can put it in at 4.5 that way. So 1, and then I can put it in at, is it 4.5 that way? Ah, see, now I've got because my card's A3, I get 6 boxes. You're only going to get, oh, you will get 4. Should do anyway, wait there. Right, what's this now? 8 1/4. Ah, I should have cut it at 4 and... So, you need 4.5 by 4 3/4. So let's say if I got 2 A4 American, you're going to get 4. So 4 3/4 by 4.5. I'm going to be a little bit short on one, so I'm only going to get 2 to each one. So that's 4. It's only going to take 1 packet of cardstock, or if you've got 1 sheet of each of the designer series paper that go with the pen, you can cut one box from each sheet, and have the matching colour cardstock to go with your blends. That's what I was trying to get at. Right, so that's my shelf. I'm going to grab my score tool. You want to put these in at 4.5. I've got 3 left. I've already scored 7. I'm going to add tape, make the boxes up, and I've already got another 10 prepared. I'm just going to show you how fast this is. So make sure you go in at 4.5. You're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 3/4, 2.5, and 3 3/4. That's simple. Don't go in the long way, go in the short way at 4.5. 1/2 inch, 1 3/4, 2.5. Right there now, 2.5, and 3 3/4. So again, 1/2 inch, 1 3/4, 2.5, and 3 3/4. And how long will it take? It took me about a minute, 3 minutes to do 10. So make sure all your cards and your 1/2 inches are at the bottom. I've got 3/8 inch tape, and I'm just going to add my 3/8 inch tape using my block along the bottom. And it's literally, this is how quick it took me to make and tape up all those boxes, and I did it all yesterday in no time, and decoration. So if you can fast forward this little bit if you want, if you don't want to watch me do this. I'm just doing it in real time to show you how quick. And I've got to wait. You don't have to fold these boxes until we've made them. I'll show you that as well. That's going to save you a lot of time. So Just give their block. Is doing all the work of for pushing my tape down. I give it a swipe, that way it's air bubble free, and chop it off. So tape on the edge. It doesn't have to be bang on the edge. I prefer it to be on the edge. Doesn't have to be the same width. You don't want to be a tiny little bit of tape, but you want at least a ½ inch or 3/8 of an inch like I've got. I've got the ½ inch one, I think, or is it 5/8 of an inch? But there we go. I've just done 10 and secured the tape down in no time at all. Now I'm going to show you how quick. You need your bone folder and your pokey tool, unless you want to use your nail. So you're going to turn them over so your sticky tape is on the bottom. Fold your ½ inch strip and burnish. Now remove the backing and fold on the second score line from the top, and it folds and makes your box. And then pop it and fold it the other way. We don't need to have a back because it's going to fit, and that's going to be our back, if you know what I mean. So it's going to fit in there lovely. The pen's not going to come out the back because we've got the back on here. So let's do that again. I'll show you how quick it is. Fold, burnish, remove, double fold. They don't even have to be mega perfect. I keep all my joins at the bottom and then just stick them on my box. But this is, I wasn't rushing, I just plodded along. Strip the backs off, fold the second. You can make sure it lines up. And this one's a bit skew with because that's the one I scored a little bit wrong. So even with my boo-boo, there we go. And I'm even going to straighten it out. Don't worry about your box. Nobody's going to see it. Especially, that's the only one I've made a boo-boo on. And look at it. You can't even tell when that goes in there and it's glued into place. So, fold. Remove your tape. Everything else should fall into place. It all folds across. You can scout and then just fold it the opposite way, and there's your, and you've got enough space for 2 pens. This is, like I'm saying, real time. If you want to fast forward it, but I'm going to do the 2 rows, pop it the other way, and because you've scored it, it'll already fall that way. Way to show how quick you don't have to spend hours. You can spend ages lining up them. You can burnish all your score lines first, but there's no point. Look, I want the integrity to stay. So if I'd started burnishing my score lines, it won't stay. It would be too flexible and stay. It wouldn't stay as rigid. So burnish, just one pop the other way and burnish, and then pop. This is the side this joint, put it on the bottom. If you wanted to just do 10 a night and a shelf a night after you've done your framing, you'd have it done in no time. Or you wanted to do it, well, look how long it's taking me. I mean, and I'm going to glue it into place now and show you the shells. I mean, if you want to fast forward when I do the other 10, you're more than welcome. I'm just showing you in real time how quick this box can come up together. Let's go, just fold in, burnish, pop. It doesn't matter if it's perfectly lined up or not. Who's going to see it when it's... You don't even have to glue them if you don't want to. I might not even bother gluing. because then my other shelf is going to sit on top. I mean, I might glue the shelf. In fact, I'm going to glue just the shelf on. I don't think it needs gluing in a place. If you want me to show you it glued, I will. I glued mine into place. And just get rid of these bits. I'll show one. I tell you what, I won't glue this one in, but I'll glue the shelf in just to show you. So just spread your glue. Nice and liberal. You don't have to be perfect. And then just slide it in. Make sure it goes all the way to the back and the sides. I mean, if you want to grab a little glue, just tick it down there so your side sticks to it. You're more than welcome. I never bothered, because by the time everything else goes in, and it doesn't really matter because you're just going to add more boxes on there. And because it's, I mean, I prefer to glue it in. I'm just going to squirt a bit of glue in there. But this is how quick it's coming together. So let's get our other 10. I've got them ready. This time I'll glue them in and show you how quick it is. I've even left my glue open. So flatten, pop the other way and flatten. And we'll do this in real time. So this is the side that's going here and this is that side. Glue the bottom. Doesn't have to be mega perfect. Glue the side. Place it in place. You know, with this art glitter glue goes off very fast. But these are the perfect sides and the back if you are making all 5 shells. Again, do the side where the join is, then do the bottom where the join is, and then just stick it in right next door. And it doesn't matter if you get glue on the top or on the bottom, because you're just going to glue another shelf in anyway. So burnish, stand my glue up, peel back, fold over, pop it. You can be as precise as you want. I mean, I've made a bit of a boo-boo there, but my pens are still going to fit. And I'm just going to glue that into place. And it's done. And this is how quick it is. So cut your card. I would suggest that you either go out or go on the internet and buy A3 cardstock. One, it's cheaper than buying A4 because you're buying it bigger. And two, you'll get 6 boxes from one A3 sheet. Or use your cardstock. Make 1 box in each colour if you collect the cardstock, or just make them in white like I'm doing. But look how quick they've glued in, and I'm not even being skimpy on the glue. So fold, burnish, pop and burn it. So I don't have to burnish all the score lines because I'm doing it when I pop it the other way. Again, glue on the side where the seal is and on the bottom. Slide that in, push it down, and it doesn't matter, like I'm saying, if glue seeps over the edge. This is how quick it's coming together. And I'm just gonna pop and burnish. You don't even have to go nuts on it. you can just do a skimpy line like that if you want. Slide that in. Push that a little bit too far. There we go, done. I've literally got pop, and as you pick it up, glue, glue, and slide it in, and it basically goes off straight away because it's art glitter glue, and we all know how good that is. I mean, you can hold it in place until it goes off permanent. I don't see the point. It's drying as it's sitting there. Am I getting it done ASAP? And unless you've got other things to do and you don't want to spend so much time on this. But look how quick it comes together. We're even going to put our next shelf in a minute and carry on. Just fold, burnish, pop it round the other way, pick it up, glue, glue, and only the last one you'll have to add glue both sides. So this one round, I'm gonna get rid of my tape. Fold it over. That tape is really sticky. Burnish, pick it up, pop it the other way. Now this one, I'm going to glue both sides. That side, underneath, and this side. And then I'm just going to slot it in. And what I'm going to do is just grab my glue, just to go along the side, and just hold that there for a minute. It's literally gone off. But what we're going to do now is add our other shelf. You can add a tiny little dot of glue down the side if you want. You don't have to be mega perfect on this either. And then just slide that in. Don't worry about these side bits. You can decorate those if you're going to do the 5-tier shelf. Just going to hold that in place. Push that back to the very back. So with this piece, I mean, I'm just going to add my shelf now in there because I'm going to decorate this piece. Oh, I bent. So I'm just going to tear that back because I'm not finishing off my last box. And I'm just going to burnish mine. I will add a piece of cardstock in the back there. Got my 2-inch piece. Let me see what I've got in my... I'm going to cut that down actually. So let's cut this down to 2.5. In fact, let's do 2 1/4. I think that's plenty. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold this just gently. No, I'm not. Just going to add about 1 inch either side. What I'm going to do then, I'm just going to glue and I'm going to leave about maybe 1.5 inches, come up to the top and just burnish that down. I'm going to leave myself about 1.5 inches. just going to trim off the excess. Perfect. I'm going to grab my double-sided tape. Perfect. Lovely width. Clip it round. What? It's so sticky. Tear that off. I'm just going to put the lid on my glue because it's going to ooze out. Tear back the paper. And then I'm just going to fetch this paper in, and I'm just going to press it on either side and make sure it's at the top. My fingers are so sticky. Making sure it's resting on the top there. So I've got a little container. I can either add ink pads or old ink pads or ribbons. I may even just grab myself another piece of design double-sided tape. I'm just gonna grab, say, about 3 or 4 inches. Maybe I should have done this first. And I'm just going to level it. I'm going to add it so it's half and half. I'm going to try and fold that back actually. Add my tape in there. Nobody's going to see this. I can cover all this up. I'll show you in a sec. So I've added my tape on an angle so it covers the front and the bottom of my shelf. Keeps that from springing. I'm not even going to cover that up. I'm not even going to peel back the tape, should I say. And then I'm going to glue this piece in. It's a little bit short, but I don't mind. It was just a piece I had left over. Just saves me cutting another strip. I'm going to lay that in there. Whoops. A little bit short one end, but I'm not bothered about that. I'm going to add some more paper inside here and in here and in here. Now I can put my my sides on. Dun, 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 dun. So we're going to cover up now. I'm going to add it right into this corner, right along this edge. We're going to neaten that up. Isn't that cute? So there's one side. I'm going to do the other side. You know, since I loosened the lid off my glue, it's been 100 times better. So again, right on this edge. I cut it the same size as my side. This is what it looks like. You don't really need to bother about underneath, but let me just grab, look how quick we've done that. I mean, you can get your alphabets and use the words BLENDS and put blends on there. You can jazz it up any way you like. Woof, let me grab, how quick was that to do those 2 rows? So another, say another hour max to put the other 3 shelves in, put the top on. You wouldn't need to decorate the insides if you were doing all 5 rows. Let me grab my, oh, I can't, they're all in my old, and if I start lifting up that other tray, so let me grab my blends, inks, oh my goodness, reinkers. So I've got this lovely cute little box, but let's see how many we can get. I mean, wow, look at that. They'll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 across. Wow. That's gonna hold so many. Two, 4, 6, 8. Wow, look at that, it's wiped that box. I know where my re-inks are now. And I can go in between. Wow, look at that. Let me get the other box. So I got my, what's this one? Stamp cleaning pad refill. Oh, what's that for then? It says stamp cleaning pad refill. I don't know what that one's for. Oh, there we go, something new. I've got my Whisper White. I have got, wow, this is old. Oh, and it's still liquid, I think. It is the Dazzling Details Silver Sparkle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 8s, 32, wait there, 8, 16, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. I'll probably get 40 re-inkers on top of there as well. Well, no, 39. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 24, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Yeah, 39 re-inkers just on top, so I can keep my blends, my re-inkers, and my ink. I've got an ink pad station which I bought in MDF, so I can keep all my blends, inks, and re-inkers all on top of each other, right next to each other. Wow, look at that, ladies. I love it. Well, I hope you give it a go. I'd like to see your boxes if you do one. Like I'm saying, if you don't want to use all white cardstock, you could use, if you're going to do the subtles, you can use lemon lolly cardstock to fit your lemon lolly pens in. That way you'll never make a mistake. Your cherry cobbler, real red, whatever colours you've got in the blends, use a piece of cardstock to make each little individual box. Be a bit of a pain in the bum, but there we go. That was made in real time, apart from a bit of scoring which I'd done previous, but we added the tape, we glued everything together, and we made this beautiful blends and re-inker workstation. So there we go. I'd love a thumbs up and a share. That'd be amazing. And come back on the next video. Love you guys. Take care. Bye. Oh, and all glory to our great Lord and Saviour, who gives these wonderful ideas and talents to us to share with you beautiful ladies. So I'll see you on the next one. Be kind to each other. Love you guys. Bye.